Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog. I actually had to take a couple more days off of YouTube. I actually went down to Tennessee on a little mini vacation that was pretty much a gift for graduation. While I was gone, I did get the fuel pump gasket in for the ZX-10 project that we're going to be rebuilding. Hopefully everything turns out well. If you haven't watched the very first episode, very first link in the description below. But anyway, I'm going to get this tank off, kind of give everything a once over with the tank off, make sure that everything's kind of where it needs to be. And then I don't know if I'll get to start it in this episode or if it's going to be the next one, depending on what we find. But I'm at least going to get this fuel pump gasket changed and try to get everything wired back up. So let me go ahead and pull this tank off and let's get started. So to get this fuel pump off, it's looking like it is just 5 more 10mm bolts to go around this thing. I haven't taken any of the hoses out yet, but I believe that is all it is. So we got the fuel pump out. Everything, I mean, it doesn't look too awful bad. A little bit of corrosion there, but as far as the actual pump part of it, it actually looks pretty good. So I'm going to give the tank just kind of a quick blowout with the air compressor, just to make sure there's nothing down in the tank where it's sat for so long. And then I guess we'll put the O-ring back on this. I'm guessing it's this O-ring here that is actually just kind of wore out. From what he said. I'm going all on hearsay with this so far, so everything that I'm basing all decisions on is what I've been told, which was actually what he had been told. So it's kind of like third or fourth hand information, so who really knows if any of this is going to work. So guys, I just blew this thing out with the little air compressor thing, and the amount of debris that came out of like right through here makes me wonder if the fuel pump is even good. So I will put it back together and see. I'm going to take a wire brush and clean that up right there the best I can. I'm going to blow the tank out. Haven't blew that out, but I don't know if you can hear that, but it sounds like there's some crud down in it. The gas cap was missing, so I did have to order an aftermarket. So apparently, like, it had seized where it was sitting outside for so long, and they just kind of drilled it out. So yeah, I know it kind of sounds fishy, but I promise there's a clean title with numbers matching and everything in my name. But yeah, I had to order an aftermarket gas cap. It's actually at the post office now. I will have that put on soon. I'm going to try to blow the gas tank out. If you can hear, there's a little bit of crud down in the bottom of it. So I don't know if it's rust or just what it is. Because like I said, the bike has been sitting for a couple years now. So it's just kind of a passion project. Typically I would have parted it out. But like I said, a bunch of my buddies have had this bike in my crew, so I really want to get this bike back going, and I think it'll complement the R1 very nicely. But anyway, I'm going to blow this tank out, see what comes out. So that just fell out of my little air blower thing into the tank. But anyway, that wasn't in there. But there is a lot of, I don't know if that's like wood or what that is down in here still. Let's see if... So anyway, I don't know if you can see all of this, but that is what came out of it, and it looks like I said, chips of wood. or something. I don't know if you can see that very well on camera, but that's what was down in the tank. So hopefully that's not through the entire fuel system. Hopefully that's just from where it is sat. So let me go ahead and pull off this other gasket. I'll put the new O-ring on, and we'll go over the rest of the bike and make sure electrical wise everything's plugged in. One thing I didn't mention before, this bike actually has a full wet nitrous system on it. Also the BMC race filter, I don't know if you can see it in there, but yeah, it has the complete wet nitrous system. Hopefully that still works. I don't know if, you know, I'll ever use that or what we're even going to do with this bike, but the hoses still ran to the bottle and everything. I just don't have a bottle. This was the arming switch for it here with the LED, and it actually went off of, I think he had it wired up to the horn to actually spray, but I don't, like I said, I don't know if I need any nitrous. Obviously, you know, the bike's fast enough as it is, but let me go ahead and get back to the fuel tank. So I guess that used to be the factory seal, but it's, I mean, obviously flattened out. I don't guess it just seals as well as what this one will, because like I said, it was completely flat. But before I get this one settled in there, I'm going to clean off this mating surface a little bit to make sure there's nothing in there that's going to let it leak around it, and then we'll get this one permanently installed. All right, guys, so let's put this new O-ring in here. It's about as easy as installation as you can get. It literally is a circle that fits into a circle. And if you can't figure that part out, then maybe you don't need to be working on some bikes. That being said, slide this fuel pump back down in there. The good thing is there's only one way that this will line up. So it'll let you kind of know exactly where this thing needs to point, just because of the way these things are actually offset. I did not buy new screws. I figured these screws are still good. These are graded screws from what it looks like, or bolts, should I say. So I wouldn't think that they need replaced. So guys, I kind of took a quick look around. Everything is plugged in except the battery is just completely dead. Obviously, it's been sitting for years, so I figured the battery was dead. I'm going to see if I actually have one of those laying around. I think that I do. If not, I'm probably just going to post what I have, and then I'll update it with the first start when the battery comes in. Everything looks to be in order under there. Let me put the tank back on, plug everything up, and if I don't have a battery, I'm probably not going to be able to start this thing. I got my Harbor Freight Viking charger out. This thing is amazing. I'll do a full review on it later. It wouldn't even detect if there was a battery there. That's how bad that battery is. Yeah, that battery's just going to have to go. FYI, the battery in the R1 is also bad as well. So I have to buy 2 batteries. The one in the Boost is still good though. I think. I hope. The Supermoto is good though. Have that battery. It is a 12. I have a couple of 10s there, but I don't have any of the 12, so I'm gonna have to order one. So unfortunately we won't get a start up in this video, I know, but please subscribe. It'll probably be on the next video, because that's the first thing I want to try to do is put fuel in this and get it to start. So I'm gonna go ahead and install the fuel tank, get it as buttoned up as I can, and then I guess that'll be the end of this episode, unfortunately. So guys, I guess I'm going to have to get some more bolts for this Öhlins dampener as well. The ones that were here in the tank aren't long enough to go through this, so I guess I'm going to have to get some longer ones. Also, I'm thinking that there's supposed to be 2 inserts on this because it's letting me tighten this way too far. So I'm thinking that there's supposed to be inserts on each side of this that will keep that from happening. So I'm probably going to have to hop and order those as well. Like I said, I didn't have the gas cap, but I ordered a gas cap off of eBay. Hopefully it works. I have the same one on the Hayabusa and it does quite well. But everything else, that's what he told me the big problem was this little O-ring that was on the bottom of the fuel tank. I don't know how true that was. Like I said, that was pretty much third-hand information. Like I said in the very first episode, my buddy Henry had this. He got it off of one of my other buddies. Henry sold it to my buddy Derek once he figured out there was water in the cylinders. Derek had it checked out by a very, very reputable superbike mechanic in the area, and he told him exactly what to do, which Derek did. Derek just kind of lost interest in the whole thing and sold it to me, so here we are with it. Like I said, for what I have in it, it's okay to throw a little bit of money at it. It's got a lot of very high-end parts on it, especially that exhaust. Like I said, I don't think there's many sets of those Kawasaki Nissert Beat. I think that's how you say it, Beat Racing from, I guess it's Japan. It says Beat Japan on it, so who really knows? If anybody has any kind of experience with those exhausts, please comment. I will be posting this on the Facebook groups and in a couple forums, so if you have any kind of, I guess, input on this bike, please respond. I mean, tell me what you think about it. Is there anything I really need to look at before we try to start this thing? Given, you know, kind of what I told everybody with the water sitting on the cylinders, apparently this has been flushed many, many times. I guess worst case scenario, we're going to put a new motor on it. Everybody told me that the 06 to 07 ZX-10 motor was a little bit hard to find, but they said, I think the 08 to 2010, maybe, not too familiar with these Kawasaki's, will also fit into this frame, so I'm not exactly sure on that as well. I think those are a little more readily available for a cheaper price. I'm not sure if there's a performance difference in those. Again, comment below if you know anything about that, or comment on the Facebook group that you see this in. I'm a member of, I think, 3 Kawasaki groups now, just trying to get information about this bike and to share this journey with them. But that being said, that's going to be it for today. I've exhausted all of the resources that I have today as far as making progress on this bike. As always, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. I think we're like halfway to 1900 now. There's going to be content with everything in the garage. If you're new to the channel, like I said, we're doing side-by-side content. Overlook the vacuum on the back of it. Not a whole lot of pit bike content, but it is there. Supermoto is featured primarily. The R1, the Raptor, the Hayabusa, however, like I said, it's probably going to be sold. I don't have a use for that bike anymore. The ZX-10 will be on it, and then we got outside the Vet, the Mustang, the Z3, 3000 GT, and the Ram that we're going to be doing stuff with as well. Comment below. I try to respond to everybody, good or bad. If there's any negative criticism of the channel, be sure to put it below. I take everything into account that you guys say because I'm making this for everyone else. I'm just kind of sharing a passion of mine, which is motorsports and automotive content, off-road content. So anyway, I'll see you guys on the next one.